Between 2021 and 2025, over 6.5 million workers earned an OSHA 10-hour training card. For those stepping onto a factory floor, a distribution warehouse, or into a hospital, these 10 hours represent a specialized entry into an environment with a fixed, specific set of dangers. The first hurdle is selecting the correct course. Enrolling in the construction version while working in a manufacturing plant results in a completion card that most employers will find functionally useless for their compliance records. These industries operate under different federal standards. The 1926 construction standard focuses on the hazards of an active, ever-changing building site, specifically the Focus 4 causes of death: falls from heights, struck by incidents, trench collapses, and electrocution. Fixed workplaces operate under the 1910 General Industry Standard. This framework addresses environments where the building remains static, but the internal operations, from assembly lines to chemical storage and warehouse logistics, create a unique profile of daily risk. Choosing the General Industry course ensures that you are trained in the specific hazard recognition skills and the right-to-know laws that apply to your actual working environment. The training follows a rigid structural blueprint. This 10-hour curriculum breaks into a 6-hour mandatory block, 2 elective hours, and 2 optional hours. OSHA caps training at 7.5 hours per day, making any legitimate OSHA 10 course a mandatory 2-day commitment. The first hour of the mandatory block addresses walking and working surfaces. This is a critical starting point because slips, trips, and falls remain the leading cause of injury across all general industry sectors. This OSHA training illustration highlights a chaotic workplace where poor housekeeping creates a chain of hazards. You can see a worker losing traction on a spill while falling boxes create trip hazards. The module identifies housekeeping, keeping walkways clear and dry, as the primary control. The mandatory block continues with an hour covering exit routes, emergency action plans, and fire prevention. An emergency action plan outlines exact procedures for fires, toxic releases, or weather emergencies. The goal of this module is to ensure every employee knows their specific evacuation route, their role in a shutdown, and their designated safe area before an alarm ever sounds. These initial hours focus on the physical infrastructure of the job, ensuring you can safely stand at your workstation and quickly escape if that space is threatened. The curriculum then pivots to electrical safety. This hour focuses on identifying risks like damaged cords and overloaded circuits, as well as the essential role of ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, in preventing electrocution. You will also learn the basics of lockout, tagout, or LOTO. This procedure uses physical locks to ensure that machines undergoing service cannot be accidentally energized, a vital defense when working with powerful industrial equipment. The course then introduces personal protective equipment, or PPE. This module frames safety gear as the last line of defense, to be used only when hazards cannot be eliminated through engineering or better work practices. This instructor is demonstrating the proper fit of a safety harness. Beyond the equipment itself, this module covers a critical legal requirement. Employers must provide almost all mandatory safety gear at no cost to the worker. The final mandatory hour is hazard communication, often called HazCom. HazCom teaches you to decipher chemical dangers using standardized tools. This layout shows a 16-section safety data sheet, where Section 1 provides immediate identification, and Section 4 outlines emergency first aid, allowing for rapid response in the event of an exposure. The remaining 4 hours of the course, the electives and optional topics, are customized by the trainer. They may select subjects like ergonomics for healthcare, bloodborne pathogens, or machine guarding for heavy manufacturing. These modules are anchored by a 2-hour introduction to OSHA that teaches you exactly how to file a formal complaint and identifies your legal protection from employer retaliation. This specific knowledge provides the technical literacy and the legal framework needed to manage your own safety on the job. The OSHA 10 card verifies that you have completed a foundational safety orientation. It represents a baseline of awareness, rather than master-level specialization in high-risk technical roles. While the course explains the concept of lockout-tagout, the card alone does not legally clear a worker to independently execute those complex procedures on energized machinery. The legal burden of training remains with the company. Employers are still required to provide site-specific and machine-specific training on top of the OSHA 10 baseline. The card's true value lies in its permanence and its proof of safety literacy. It is a lifetime credential that demonstrates to hiring managers that you understand the fundamental language of hazard recognition. Ultimately, the power of the OSHA 10 card is the confidence to spot a hazard and the legal authority, earned through your knowledge of federal rights, to refuse work that is clearly unsafe. Subscribe to HSE Study for more clear walkthroughs of essential safety training.